श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री परमगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमदानंद तीर्थ भगवत्पदाचार्य गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। नारायणाय परिपूर्ण गुणार्णवाय विश्वोदय स्थितिलयो नियतिप्रदाय ज्ञानप्रदाय विबुधा सुरसौख्य दुःख सत्कारणाय वितताय नमो नमस्ते। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हयग्रीव हयग्रीव हयग्रीवेति यो वदेत् तस्य निस्सरते वाणी जह्नुकन्या प्रवाहवत्। हयग्रीव हयग्रीव हयग्रीवेति वादिनं नरं मुञ्चन्ति पापानि दरिद्रमिव योषितः। हयग्रीव हयग्रीव हयग्रीवेति यो ध्वनिः विशोभते तु वैकुण्ठ कवाटोद्घाटनध्वनिः। श्लोकत्रयमिदं पुण्यं पठतां सम्पदां पदं वादिराजयति प्रोक्तं हयग्रीवपदाङ्कितम्। क्षीरेण स्नापिते देवी चन्दनेन विलेपिते बिल्वपत्रार्चिते देवी दुर्गेऽहं शरणं गतः। श्री दुर्गेऽहं शरणं गतः। ओम नमो नमः। धर्म विज्ञान वैराग्य परमैश्वर्यशालिनः आनंद तीर्थ भगवत्पादान् वन्दे निरन्तरम्। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगता जाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। अभ्रमं भङ्गरहितम् अजडं विमलं सदा आनन्दतीर्थमतुलं भजे तापत्रयापहम्। शुद्धस्फटिकसङ्काशं त्रिनेत्रं चन्द्रशेखरम् इन्दुमण्डलमध्यस्थं वन्दे देवं सदाशिवम्। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। पूर्णप्रज्ञकृतं भाष्यम् आदौ तद्भावपूर्वकं यो व्याकरोन् नमस्तस्मै पद्मनाभाख्ययोगिने। चित्रैः पदैश्च गम्भीरैः वाक्यैमानैरखण्डितैः गुरुभावं व्यञ्जयन्ति भाते श्रीजयतीर्थवाक्। अर्थिकल्पितकल्पोऽयं प्रत्यर्थिगजकेसरी व्यासतीर्थ गुरुर्भूयात् अस्मदिष्टार्थसिद्धये। तपो विद्या विरक्त्यादि सद्गुणोघागरान् वादिराज गुरुं वन्दे हयग्रीवदयाश्रयान्। महाप्रवाहिनी भीमा यस्य मार्गमदान्मुदा रघुवर्यं मुदं दद्यात् कामितार्थप्रदायकः। प्रणमत्कामधेनुं च भजत्सुरतरूपमं श्रीभावबोधकृत्पादचिन्तामणिमुपास्महे। पूज्याय राघवेन्द्राय सत्यधर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे। दुर्वादिध्वान्तरवये वैष्णवेन्दीवरेन्दवे श्रीराघवेन्द्र गुरुवे नमो अत्यन्तदयालवे। सत्यपूर्णाम्बुधेर्जातो विद्वज्जन विजृंभितः धनीध्वंसी तु नस्तापम् श्री सत्य विजयो नृपः आसेतो रातुषाराद्रेः योजितो जितवान्मोः सत्य ध्यान गुरु पातु यतीन्द्रैरपि पूजितः सत्याभिज्ञकराब्जोत्थान् 50 वर्ष पूजकान् सत्य प्रमोद तीर्थार्यान् विज्ञाय सुधारतान् शास्त्रेषु पारदृश्वानं शास्त्रज्ञेषु च वत्सलं दीनभक्तोद्धारकरं सत्यात्मानं गुरुं भजे। सकल मठाधीश गुरुभ्यो नमः। विद्यापीठ विदातारं विद्यावारिधि चंदिरं विद्यार्थी वत्सलं वंदे महामहिम सद्गुरुम् आपादमौलि पर्यन्तं गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् तेन विघ्नाः प्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथाः। अस्मद्गुरु समारंभां टीकाकृत्पादमध्यगां श्रीमदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे समस्त गुरु परंपराम्। हरि ओम हरि ओम हरि ओम। ध्यानं ध्येयः सदा सवित्रमण्डल मध्यवर्ती नारायणः सरसिजासनः सन्निविष्टः केयूरवान् मकर कुण्डलवान् किरीटी हारी हिरण्मय वपूधृत शङ्खचक्रः। हरिः ओम हरिः ओम हरिः ओम। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। The unflinching faith in the Sarvottamatva of our Sri Hari Lord Vishnu and the Nityaviyogini Lakshmi's Anugraha. After that, Jivottama Brahma Vayu Saraswati Bharati and all the other Parivara Devatas of Vishnu, all the Tattvabhimani Devatas, let us all with Shraddha and Bhakti submit our due Anant Namaskar to all those gods who have actually kept us alive, kept us breathing, gave us the faculty of reasoning, speaking, hearing, and all other aspects of a human being, with the sole intention that we all adhere to the Vedokta Vidhi Nisheth as far as possible, as per our Yogyata. In that direction, I am prostrating at the lotus feet of Vishnu, who is all pervading, omnipresent, omnipotent in all of us, Sarvantaryami. That Sri Hari, let him give us the right direction, the right strength, the right willpower to perform this simple Nitya Karma, that is Sandhya Vandana. Why are we emphasizing so much on Sandhya Vandana? Because this simple capsule encapsulates all the aspects of our philosophy, all the aspects of what Apaurusheya Grantha as well as Paurusheya Granthas have placed in front of us, which have been brought to light by our Srimad Acharya, Jagat Guru Madhvacharya. Being born as the ardent devotees of Vishnu and the followers of our Jagat Guru Madhvacharya, let us enjoy this spiritual bliss that we get by obeying his orders as per our yogyata. We cannot compete with anybody. Our sadhana is our sadhana, because the person who does 100% correctly with Shraddha and Bhakti, the Vegdota karmas, is none other than Brahmavai. They do it with such a dedication, such a mental framework, and they see God in everything that they see. That is the Uttama Yogyata. We as Pamara Jivas need not be demotivated, need not be sad that we don't have all the strength. Sri Hari says, your Jiva Swarupa is Anandamaya. Your Swarupa Bhuta Ananda is right now being, shadowed by your different dehas, linga deha. The day you do your moksha sadhana and Vayudeva drags you and makes you stand in front of me, that is Vishnu. Vishnu says this. Vayudeva says, Deenam, Doonam, Anatham, Uddhara. He says that in front of Vishnu. Because of this recommendation, and Vayudeva is not moksha pradhan, but in this sense he is moksha pradhan. Because when he drags us in front of Vishnu and says that, please do uddhara to this jiva, God doesn't say no. That is his actual karuna and the uttamatva of jivottamatva of Vayudeva, that he just says yes. His ichcha is important. Without his ichcha, just Vayudeva's recommendation will not get us salvation, which is mukti from this cycle of life and death. What a philosophy. What a profound teachings have come from our Srimad Madhvacharya. Right? So, in this lifetime, when he has given us this wonderful life, we must capitalize it. We must use it to understand him and go few steps near him in the marga, in the journey of That is the purpose of performing our nitya karma. Our antakarana shuddhi happens by performing our sandhya vandana, because we are adhikari varga. The antakarana, shuddha, antakarana cleansing creates a calm, peaceful, unagitated mind to accept divinity in the words of Madhvacharya. Wow. Ahar sandhyam upasita. Sandhya hinaha ashuchihi nityam anarhaha sarvakarmasu. The Veda Purusha did not pronounce this without meaning. And to support it, our Dirghakalin Rishi Muni says that we have been living for this long life, thousand years, because of performing this simple Sandhya Vandana with Shraddha, Bhakti, Mantra-nusandhan, and submitting our prayers to Lord Vishnu. So we as Pamara Jivas are in our journey in this Kali Yuga amidst the mundane materialistic attacks in our daily life. We don't have to take any antidepressants, right? Doing Trikala Sandhya with proper mantra, giving the Arghya to Surya Bhagavan, and doing the Gayatri mantra japa, Suryantargata Narayana's blessings flow to us. Why are we missing from this privilege born as Brahmanas, as Brahmanas first? So, with that preamble, because there are some new people who are joined today, we are continuing with the next part as we go. I think the last time we started Gayatri Mantra Japa, right? Can somebody tell me where did we stop?
We have completed Karanyasa and Ganyasa as well as Gayatri Japa, Guruji.
Gayatri Japa, right? Well,
Yeah.
so I think we highlighted where all to stop and how to go about, right? So just let me get that slide up here for you.
Yeah, you were explaining about the rishis, Apaurushaya Vedagalige,
Right,
Aryaru,
yeah,
all those things.
Did I finish that? No.
We stopped at Avantara Suktagalu and
Okay,
Mantra.
great. Let me, I think, reiterate that. Yeah, I think we were here.
Yes, Ji.
I think the Gayatri's meaning we finished, right? Just to
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah, just to reiterate that meaning, when we are doing Gayatri, just keep this in mind that the Gayatri Pratipadya is Sakala Guna Purna, which is reflected by the word Om. And the meaning here sounds Kannada, but I'm giving you the English meaning. Buhu means that every guna, Ananta Guna is there for God, and each guna is Purna. Okay, which means the summation of all the gunas is Purna is not the meaning. Every guna is complete in itself. Buha means he has Maha Aishwarya. Swaha means he is Sukhamaya. Ananta Sukha. There is no limit. That Paramatma, Yaha, Naha, all of us, for all of us. Diya, our mind, Buddhi, Prachodayat, let him motivate and direct us. Okay, that Paramatman who motivates our mind. And how is he? The adjectives are given by Om, Bhuhu, Bhuaha, Swaha. Okay, and Tat, that Savitu means what? The Srishtikarta of this Jagat. That meaning should come to you, right? Devasya, that Kridadi Vishishta Paramatma, Suryantargata Lakshmi Narayana, right? Tat, and he is Vyapta, all pervading with his gunas. Interesting. Varenyam, therefore, he is adored by even Mahaniyas, which means how much Mahaniya will he be? Adored by all. Bharkaha, he is Prakashamaya, Jnanamaya, Kridamaya. That is his Swarupa. Correct? See, the attributes of God and God himself, there is no difference. You're getting my point? He's Ananda Swarupa. Right? Chit Swarupa. Dhimahi. Let us all meditate. Whom? This Paramatma who has been described in this particular mantra. That is what we should do, Anusandhan. While we are actually doing the japa, vacate your mind, sit. It's a part of my Sandhya Vandana. Close your eyes, right? And let us start by doing the japa in your mind or by lip movement. I think we talked about it, right? There should not be any sound coming when you're doing the japa. Actually, it should be in the mind. To start with, when we are exercising, it is better we do upamshu, that is lip movement, so that our mind does not go everywhere. Okay, so we were highlighting this particular aspect of who is, the rishi, chandas, etc. Right? You know what? For all the Paurusheya and Apaurusheya granthas, Paurusheya means somebody, some Purusha has authored it. Apaurusheya means nobody has authored it. That means it is authorless. For example, the Puranas, Mahabharata, right, Pancharatra, Ramayana, etc., Ashtadasha Puran are Paurusheya because it was authored by Lord Vedavyasa. Apaurusheya examples are Ananta Vedas, right? Ananta Upanishads. These are Apaurusheya because they are authorless. They came from Anadika. I also gave you an analogy of Pythagoras' theorem existed even before Pythagoras. Pythagoras just brought it to light. Like that, all the Apaurusheya things were first time brought to light as Upadesha of Hayagriva Deva Paramatma to Brahmadeva. After that, Pravahataha, right, the tutelage continued and everybody learned the Vedas and Upanishads by Lord's grace. The further, so therefore, Hayagri Rupi Paramatma and Chaturmukha Brahma are the main Rishi Devatas for every Paurusheya and Apaurusheya thing. For example, some Sukta, some Veda Bhaga, if we don't remember, just to say Hayagriva Devata, Chaturmukha Brahma Devata Rishi, right? It goes, the address goes, correct? Which means sometimes we don't know the correct address of a person. If the person is very popular, right? You just put his name and say that Bangalore, maybe on some pin code or Chennai, right? It goes to that person because of the popularity of the person, because there is no other person, right, who is with that name and is so popular. Got the point? The Paurusheya, further, God gives the portfolio, distributes it to Sheshadev. Apaurusheya, Garudadev. So the blessings of these two devas are required for us to understand the Paurusheya Granthas as well as the Apaurusheya Granthas. Right? And in the Apaurusheya Veda, there is further distinction. The Rig Veda, Indra is responsible. Yajurveda, Surya. Sama Veda, Soma. Atharvana Veda, Agni and Ekarshi Rishi. I think for us, we should remember these fundamental facts, right? Even if you take a screenshot of my slide, I'm okay. And it will also be given in the thing. Can anybody tell me in YouTube how many people have just logged in? Okay. Then Avantara Sukta, right? And mantra, right? The mantra drashtar become the rishi. Is that clear? So therefore, please keep this in mind while we do any japa. Now, who is the Gayatri Mantra Pratipadya? Most of us get confused by saying that, it is Gayatri Devi, some Stri, Brahma's wife, etc., etc. No. The main Pratipadya is Suryantargata Lakshmi Narayana. Let there not be any doubt on this. Savita Shabda Vachya, it goes to Paramatma, Bhagavan, not Surya. Right? Why? Because the Bharga Shabda Vachya, right, in Bhagavanta, right? The Bharana means he actually does the Bharana, upkeeps us. Gamana, he gives the Jnana, right? And he is Vyapta. These three meanings are reflected in the word. Therefore, the Gayatri Mantra Pratipadya is none other than Suryantargata Narayana, right? And the Gayatri Mantra is Vyahrati Vyakhyana Rupa. Vyahrati, Sapta Vyahrati, right? And Vyahrati Pratipadya is Sri Hari is declared. If Gayatri is the Vyakhyana Rupa of Vyahrati, then it implies that Gayatri Pratipadya is also Sri Hari. Then let us look at the mapping of the Gayatri mantra with the Chaturvimshati Keshavadi Rupa. Okay. Now look at it. It is going at Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Right? So we are not taking the Vyahrati here and we are starting from Tat. Tat reflects Keshava. How it reflects, I am not discussing because it goes into a little more of grammatical aspect of why that word goes to Keshava. If in the future sessions at a different level, I will certainly take up that aspect also. Saha Narayana, Tatsa Vi Madhava, Tuhu Govinda, Vaha Vishnu, Ri Madhusudana, Ni Trivikrama, Yam Vamana, Bhar Sridhara, Gaha Rishikesha, Di Padmanabha, V Damodara, Sya Vasudeva, Dhi Sankarshana, M Pradyumna, Hi Aniruddha, Dhi Purushottama, Yo Adhokshaja, Yaha Narasimha, Naha Achyuta, Pra Janardana, Cho Upendra, The Hari, Yat Krishna. Okay. Just a minute. Right? So this Chaturvimshati Rupa are reflected by the Gayatri mantra. I think this is for academic interest and our Anusandhana, we should keep in mind. Okay. And Gayatri mantra Pratipadya, another insight is given by Raghavendra Swami also, and also learned people. The first Akshara Pratipadya is Parusharama Deva. Look at it, right? And the Gayatri named Stri Rupa of Vishnu is the mantra Pratipadya, right? Paramatma has a Stri Rupa, and that Stri Rupa is named Gayatri. Therefore, though it sounds Strilinga, yes, it is the Stri Rupa of Vishnu, which is the Mukhya Pratipadya of Gayatri mantra, right? And Raghavendra Swamiji in his Pratha Sankalpa Gadya talks about 6 rupas, right? One, Gayatri, that is the Stri Rupa of Vishnu. Then second Rupa, Bhuta, he refers to as Matsa, Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, the Ananta Rupa are defined by this Bhuta Rupa. Vak, right? Again, here Vak Namaka Stri Rupa in Vagendriya. Okay. Then Prithvi, right? Again, God's Stri Rupa. Sharira, which means there is a Sharir Niyamaka Rupa within us, that Rupa. Then Hridaya in our heart. Okay. Hridaya Niyamaka Rupa is there. So these 6 Rupas are also being reflected in our Gayatri mantra. Okay. Now, I think I talked about this count, right? Acharya says 10,000 is Uttama Paksha, 100 is Madhyama Paksha, 10 is Adhama Paksha, right? More the count, more the Papanasha. Counting must be done using the palm as given in the figure in the text. Japapana should not be used. These types of japas I told you, Vachanika, chanting loudly, right? Uma Devi is the Abhimani Devata when it is coming verbal. Upamshu, just the lip movement. Vayudeva is Abhimani. Manasika is the Uttama Paksha. Nyasa, we do Anganyasa, Karanyasa, Dhyana, Rushi, Ucharana. Why? If Nyasa is not done, our Ayushya Hani, we lose our lifespan, right? Gets reduced. Without Dhyana, the Japa becomes Nishphala. Without the Smaran of Rishi, we get Mahavyadi. Okay? So this is what we talked in the Gayatri Mantra Japa. So, what are the steps in the Gayatri Mantra Japa? Yeah. So, we do Bhutochata, we do Asana Suddhi, Karanyas, Anganyas, Avahan, Dhyan, Japa Sankalp, Gayatri Mantra Japa. How we have to do this? Then we do Karanyasa, Anganyas. Again, please remember, we don't have Bhutochana Asana there. We go to Karanyasa, we do the Angan, because this has to be in Samputakara in any japa, Karanyasa and Anganyasa. Then we do the Dhyana Shloka, then we do Japa Samarpana. That is SS Mrityacha for completing that particular japa. Okay, so which means now we have completed the major portion of our Sandhya. So when I make the statement, people say, hey, major portion means can I just get away by doing just Gayatri? Sorry, no. That is like on the leaf, you have been served everything. Can you just say, I will eat koshambari and go, or I will just eat sweet and go? No, you want to eat everything. So there is a process involved. Pre-Gayatri, you must do all those things. Post-Gayatri, you must do all those things, and you should do Gayatri. If you look at Sandhya, then I will classify into three parts. One is Gayatri is the main focus. To the left of it, pre-Gayatri. To the right of it, post-Gayatri. You get my point? So you must do these steps to complete your Gayatri Mantra Japa with full Shraddha, Bhakti and Nidhi. Okay. I take a pause now for 2-3 minutes. If you have any questions, I'm happy to take it. Jayant Janak.
Gurugule Namaskara. Sir, the one question that I have is after the Anganyasa and Karanyasa and Anganyasa, the second time that we do Dhyana, okay, there Dhyaya Sada Savitra Mandala Madhyavarti Narayana Sarchasana Sannavishtaha Keuravan Makarkundalavan Kiriti Hari Hiranyavapu Dhritashanka Chakraha. And it says Purva Bataye Jaise Dhyan Karna Chahiye. So earlier, I mean, in the earlier case, Dhyana, it says Rakto Varna Agnir Mukha Brahma.
Right. That mantra follows that.
Yeah, so the complete mantra has to be recited over there.
Yes. See, 1 minute. Okay. See, the Rakta Varna is told for Pratha Sandhya.
Pratha Sandhya, yeah.
Shweta Varna is told for Madhyanika Sandhya. Krishna Varna is told for Sayam Sandhya. Okay. So your question is that after, when you do Dhyanam De Sada Savitra Mandala, right? You must, say about this Rakta Varna Agni Mukha, Brahmasira.
Okay.
Then you should say Anena Pratha Sandhya. But some books don't prescribe it to be mandatory. Okay. Yeah. Right? They actually say you can finish the Sandhya Vandana by doing that Karanyasa, Anganyasa, and you actually do the Jap Samarpan, okay, which is acceptable. But I think as the Paddhati comes, people, all of us as Sampradaya, we do that.
Okay. Thanks, Guru. One more question, Guru.
Yeah.
After the Bhutochatana and Asanam, you had said 3 times pranayama, right? Before we go to Karanyasa.
Correct. Before Karanyasa, as soon as Japa is over, right? We must do thrice pranayama and then the Karanyasa.
Okay. The same thing 3 times after we complete the before the Karanyasa, the second time also.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, Guru. Thank you.
Uday Chandra.
Hare Srinivasa Gurugale.
Yeah.
I have a doubt regarding this Namadharane. In many of my friends in Uttarakhand, they say that we have to wear only one namadharane in neck. But in book it has been said that we have three namadharanes in our neck. Which one is correct?
Three.
Okay.
I think I
And
gave you a table, right?
yes, Gurugade. Yes.
I think please follow that.
Yes,
is-
good.
that is-
One more thing, Gurugade. During Grahana time,
Yeah.
can we do Sandhya Vandane in while Grahana is happening, or we have to do after Moksha Kala of Grahana?
Okay, good question. But anyway, Grahana is coming, so you're asking this question. Okay.
Yes,
Again,
Gurugade.
Tuesday there is Grahana. Okay. See, Grahana is a Parvakala.
Yes.
Anything you do there is very, very important and precious.
Yes.
But we must look at how much time we have.
Yeah.
Time we have just 20 minutes, right?
Yes.
If you do only Sandhya, what happens is most of the time that you would have given for actually doing japa, you may say, right? And people
Okay.
who have to give tarpan, okay, that is
Hmm.
Pitru tarpan. Sarva Pitru tarpan has to be given during the Grahan period, not before, not
Oh.
after. So,
Okay.
if that is there in your agenda, right, it becomes very
Yeah.
difficult to include Sandhya Vandana. Sometimes
Yes.
Grahana comes for 2 hours, 3 hours, right? Definitely include the Sandhya Vandana there, provided you don't miss the call.
Okay. Yes.
Okay? For example, see, Grahana touches at 9 p.m. Say, you must not wait for Sayam Sandhya to be done after the Grahana touches. Finish your Sayam Sandhya as per the prescribed time.
Yes. Okay, Guru. One more thing.
Yeah.
During Grahana Pakshakala, we have to do Gayatri
Not
Japa.
Pakshakala, Parvakala.
Oh, sorry, Parvakala. We have to at least do Gayatri Japa, right?
Simple. Sparsha.
We have to.
No, wait.
Yeah.
When the Grahana Sparsha happens, before Sparsha, 5 minutes before, be ready with your bathing Madipancha. Right? Wear
Yes,
the
Guru.
Madipancha and top Madipancha. That's all. You should not touch anything. Okay? Directly go and take bath and just do a lot of sound coming.
Okay. Sorry, Guru. Can we do Namadharan and Mudradharan as well?
I'll keep you on mute, but I'll answer. So let me, for all the benefit of everybody, though the Grahana is not the topic, but tomorrow it is coming, the day after. Sparsha, go and quickly have the Snana. After Snana, immediately come to your Deva, puja room, right? Have one small Sudarshan, whoever is giving Tarpana. Don't take all the God out. Because even if a little water is there, right, it should be completely dried before Moksha. Only then you can touch it. Otherwise, again, you are in Mailge. So, take a simple Sudarshana, pour water, right, chanting Purusha Sukta. That becomes the Nirmalya Tirtha for your Tarpana, not for your taking. Okay, that Nirmalya Tirtha is ready for your Tarpan. Then quickly get into with Sankalpa, with Nyasa, at least do Gayatri Mantra Japa 28 times or not 8 times. In this 20 minutes, I'm telling you. Then after Gayatri Mantra Japa, do the Sankalpa, right? And actually what you should do, saying that you are doing Pitru Tarpan. So Tila Tarpan has to be given for people who are adhikaris, which means who do not have parents. They have passed away, right? Do the Tila Tarpan. SS Mrityaja, over. Your 20 minutes is over. Right? Once the Grahana Moksha is done, you are no longer muddy. You got my point? You are Mailge. So before the Grahana Moksha, see that any water that has spilled in your puja room has to be completely dry. Is that clear? You may have wet cloth only. How will it dry? Put some fan. Ask somebody to switch on the fan, small fan, so that it's completely dry. Directly come to the bathroom. You must not touch anything. Take Moksha Snan bath, right? With the same 2 muddy panchayats that you are having, right? Now, after the snan, your moksha snan, you are free from that mailige. Come back to your puja room, right? People at that point in time, do the abhishek of all the gods. Once you should put water to all the gods and drain it out. Again, do abhisheka, wipe it and keep it. Do the puja in the in this grahana, coming grahana, after the moksha. Previous grahana, you are not supposed to do the puja. This one, do the puja, tirtha, nevedya, everything. Then take tirtha, have bhojana in the night. These are the simple steps that are required to be performed during grahana. Okay.
Thank you, Gurugule.
I hope it is clear to all of you, right? Yes. Any other question?
Gurugala.
Yes, Aditya.
Gurugala, after Grahana, should we change Janvara?
No.
Okay. Another thing, Gurugala, you told we can do morning Sandhyavanam and Madhyanika Sandhyavanam only at once, right?
At once means not during morning time. Okay. Morning time you do Pratha Sandhya. If after sunrise 4 hours is over, Madhyanika Sandhyavanam time comes. If it has not come, do it in the evening before Sayam Sandhya and then do the Sayam Sandhya.
Okay, Gurugala. Thank you, Gurugala.
Okay. Yes, who else has a question? Clear? Yes, Mohan.
No, sir, I'm just listening. I'm listening. No questions.
Okay, okay. No, you unmuted, therefore. Okay. Anybody else has a question? Yeah. One request to all of you is that during Grahana,
Excuse me. Sorry.
Acharana is important, because whether
Excuse
you
me.
are in office or not, try to manage your time so that you are able to follow what is to be done during Grahana. Right? This time it is about 20 minutes. It's an important Parvakala. There is no excuse for not doing it. Try as much. In the worst case, you have to be in office, there is something compelling, etc. As soon as you come back, don't touch anything. Have your snana and ask for kshama. Do your Sayam Sandhya. Okay. Any
Kiran here.
Yeah, Kiran.
How to club, Madhyanika Sandhyavandana? How to club Madhyanika Sandhyavandana with morning or evening? Because you said that,
means what?
like, for example, if it is a little bit late in the morning that you are not able to perform, you said you can do both together, or you come in the evening and then you can do Madhyanika and Sayam Sandhyavandana. So how is it that to be done?
Suppose you are doing morning Sandhyavandana at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Follow it by Madhyanika Sandhya.
It's complete.
What does it mean?
Or is it only that you do a sankalpa that you will be doing
No.
Gayatri Japa, or including Tantra, everything has to be done?
Kiran, 1 minute. Every Sandhyavandana is complete. There is no incomplete Sandhyavandana. Okay. You have to start from Keshvaya Swaha Achamana to SS Pratyacham. Okay. So 10 to 10:30 probably you finish your morning Sandhyavandana, right? So by 10:30 time, you still have time for doing Madhyanik Sandhyavandana. Start from beginning to end. No Sankalpa. Just Sankalpa is useless.
Oh.
Why? Because Sankalpa means what? I am going to do. When will you do it? Right? So finish. You asked me how to combine, right? So if it is 10 o'clock, you are doing your morning Sandhyavandana, then finish morning Sandhyavandana and follow it by Madhyanik Sandhyavandana.
Okay.
Right? Suppose you are doing morning Sandhyavandana at 8 o'clock, right? So what is the rule is, for Sandhyavandana, Kala Atita is there. Kala Apakarsha is not there. Apakarsha means advancing. That rule is not allowed for Sandhyavandana. Therefore, after the Kala doing is, still excusable. But before the Kala comes, doing it is not right. That is why we say Madhyanika Kala has not come, means do it in the evening is what we tell people.
Okay.
Yep. Akshay Murthy.
Yeah, Namaskara Gurugale. Just wanted to understand, like, if you're going for haircut, so I do see that I do see that people change their Janvara. So is it very much mandatory to remove Janvara?
See, actually, this is a little, depends on people, right? Some people who are very, very muddy, etc., they think we have to change the genital. The funda is like this. In those days, the people who used to do that job were kind of auspicious. Okay, so therefore people used to change it, but now it is not completely like that. They are not antyajas. Okay, therefore every time when you go there, changing is not mandatory. But sometimes these things, if it's a consolation for you, if your mind says, it's good, right? I change my Janivara and start my Anushtana, you can do that. Not an issue.
Okay, thank you, Gurugale.
Yeah. So can we move forward? Any other questions? Good. Now I'm going, though I don't have a slide on this, I'm going to tell you a few aspects like do's and don'ts. Okay, right? I will just bring it out from my memory, so some of my notes, but I will make it a slide and also share it later. Okay. So first one is, right, the Gayatri mantra should be chanted with 5 breaks that I told you, right? So those 5 breaks, all of us know. What are those 5 breaks? Om, Bhur, Om is 1 gap. Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, 2nd gap. Tatsa Vitu Vare Enyam, 3rd. Bhargo O Devasya Dhimahi, 4th. Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat, 5. Got it? So this is one rule that has to be followed very, very strictly, because there is no phala if you just say Om Bhur Bhaswa Tatsa Vitu Vare Enyam, Bhargo O Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. No, there has to be break. Right? Suppose you are doing japa.
Please, excuse me, please repeat once again these breaks.
Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tatsa Vitu Vare Enyam Bhargo O Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Right? It's there in your book actually. It's there in your book actually.
Yes.
Separated by a single line. Okay. Right.
Yeah, it is okay. But after Om, it is not separated. Hence, it was confusion.
No, you
Okay.
have. Right.
Okay.
Right. Next, when you are, Aditya, you're asking the speed can be increased, okay? Because you'll have to chant 108 times. See that infinitesimal gap you give in these places, okay? And you can recite it as fast as possible. Suppose a very respectable acharya comes when you're doing your japa, right? What should you do? If you say that I am doing my japa, I am closing my eyes and I'm doing it, I will not care for that person who has come. That is not right. You come to know that that person has come, right? Take a pause, right? Do the appropriate namaskara to that person, right? Offer him a seat, right? Bow to him, ask about his Ubhaya Kushlopari, ask about his welfare, and then with his permission, continue your japa. He himself will say, you are doing your japa, right? But don't ignore this respectable person. And that respectable person can be anybody, any Brahmana who comes home, or your father comes to talk to you. Okay, your guru comes at that time. Please follow, and you should give respect. That is the 3rd point. Okay, when you are doing japa, for example, somewhere Swamiji is doing puja. Okay, and you are doing your japa somewhere in the vicinity. Don't show your back to Guruji while you are doing japa. Even if you violate that Purva Dik, Uttara Dik, Try to go a little far away, right? And don't show the back to your guru while you are doing japa. This applies to what? Don't show your back to Guruji. Don't show your back to the devotees who are there, Satyanas. Then temple, the river reservoirs, etc. Ashwat Vriksh, Agni. Suppose there is some homa going on. You can't show your back to that Agni and sit and do your japa. Please follow. You should be Agni Abhimukh. You should be looking at, and Surya. Don't show your back to Surya. Is that clear? Therefore, Purvadik, you sit in the morning. Madhyanika, you sit in the Uttara or Purva. Sayam, you don't sit. Again you sit where? Surya is in the Paschim. Correct? You don't face the east or the, you can face the north. You're not still showing your back to sun god. So keep this in mind. Right? While you are doing japa, do only japa. In between, don't talk. Keep your mobiles away. Right? Don't get angry. Have a very cool mind. Right? Observe total silence, at least from your side. Even if a volcanic eruption is happening around you, you must not care. That is point number 5. Right? Do not laugh while doing japa. See, these are all given in slokas. Okay, I'm just telling you in English. Do not laugh while doing japa. Something like, somebody, you are doing japa. There's a neighbor also doing japa, or he has finished japa and trying to, gossip. Right? So you're doing 2 in 1. In the part of that, no. Japa is a very important sacred activity. If you treat it like that, japa becomes japa and it will give you the appropriate phala. Right? Do not see any unrelated objects. Means what? Your mind should be Suryantargata Lakshmi Narayana. Or if you can't concentrate, look at the deity look at the Shalikram that you are doing puja. Look at the Ramadev, that a photo is there in front of you. Is that clear? Unrelated objects don't. Why? Because our mind is, so fragile, right? It can be attracted by looking at these things, and your man goes there. Your lips is only chanting Gayatri. What is the use? Therefore, this is Indriya Nigraha. By doing this Indriya Nigraha and doing japa, then the japa can become as much fruitful. Okay? Close the eyes, picturize the figure of God and meditate. I told you this many number of times. Is that clear? How to picturize? You have seen Udupi Krishna, right? Bring him to your conscious domain. See him within your conscious. Okay? And close your eyes and your chanting should happen. What is it? Om Sakala Gula Paripurna Ananta Kalyana Vyapta Paramatma. He is in my Hridaya. Right? He is Kridadi, Vishishta. And he is responsible for my Papanasha. That Paramatma. Let him do the Prachodana. Right? For me to actually meditate about him. Every word in one japa, one word, if you get the meaning, that's enough. Start like that. So that as you mature, right, as you make it a habit, japa becomes very important. Otherwise, it becomes just a mechanical act of lip movement of a particular mantra. Is there phala to that? Kinchit phala is there. Not that it is going to become 0. But when we have the ability and potential to gain more, right, we invest in a better financial instrument, right? Correct? We know that it will give me a better yield than a simple FD or an SB in a bank. A simple SB, a simple FD versus investing in it in mutual funds versus. I know there is a risk. Don't take the literal meaning, right? But at least we know that we are investing in the right place. Do not make any sound through your mouth. Means do it manasika, right? Do it upamshu, lip movement, right? Sometimes, you know what? You yawn. You cannot yawn. Some people yawn with sound. This is also Clear no. Okay. Right. Do not touch any other objects. Right? You are doing your counting in your palm. Correct? And while you are sitting, let your seat be stable. It cannot be a little bit toppling, because why? It disturbs your concentration. Right? Have your nice asana, comfortable, right? And don't, put in an upright position. If you want to lean towards your wall. Not sitting on this chair, doing japa, not acceptable. Only people who have some knee problem, arthritis problem, who cannot sit at all, excusable. Others, sit down. We have told you what kind of asana to be used, right? And then do your japa in a comfortable position. Why? Because our body, does not cooperate all the time, right? But once we sit in a proper position, your mind gets ready saying that I'm comfortable now to actually take my mental domain to the lotus feet of Vishnu by doing my japa. Everywhere we should say, what am I doing? I am doing the upasana of the Gayatri mantra Pratipadya Sri Vishnu. Your goal should be there, so that the very act of the japa becomes so sacred. You getting my point? Right? Japa should not be done walking. Okay? Something like what, I do this thing, keep walking. No, that is not Shastrik. Okay? Gayatri mantra japa cannot be done like that. Right? While doing japa, your place should be clean. Your hand should be clean. Which means what? That is why we say, have a nice wash. Right? And then enter your puja room to do your japa. In the morning anyway, you come after the bath. Evening bath is not mandatory, but at least you do cleaning, right? Wash your hands till here, complete, okay? And wash your legs properly, wipe it, be comfortable, come and do your Sandhya Vandana and japa, right? Japa, is to be done by counting. And I told you about the counting. Do not yawn. There's a rule, right? I come to the 15th one. I'll circulate it as slides, okay? Right? And it also says, sometimes what we do, right? We stretch like this, right? We loosen our limbs. No, act of laziness, right? We must not do that, right? And don't feel sleepy, don't feel sluggish. If you feel so, before itself, right, have a clean wash, right? Pour water on your eyes so that you're fresh enough to do the japa, right? And as far as possible, right, look at Vishnu within you, right? Then when you happen to talk about him, right, it is good. Then again continue the japa. Here, that is not a hindrance when you are doing the japa. Okay. Then japa should not be done using wet clothes. I told you about the shuddhata in our vastra, right? We must, as far as possible, avoid wet clothes. Therefore, your dhawali is acceptable, your silk is acceptable, or you have put your shubhra vastra, right, in the previous day for your next day, right? Because this wet cloth gives you discomfort. Is that clear? Only apadhar. Suppose you don't have any of these, and you'll have to also do Shaligram Puja. You pour cold water, do all that, pour water, well water, this thing, and properly shrink it and actually, blow it 7 times, right? Showing sun god as an indication that I am drying it and then wearing it. Is that clear? So that is an apadharma to say that the water should not be trickling. Understand that. You are actually completely squeezing it, right? Then opening it and blowing it, saying Om Namo Narayana or Hare Ram. Show it to sun god. Now, Anusandhan is that your cloth has become dried and now you are not using wet. Nadi, you have to use a wet cloth, right? But show it to sun god. That is why 2 vastra is a mandatory thing. Nadi, etc., no undergarments. We should not use undergarments when you're going for bath there. Please remember this. 1 Madi Pancha with Kacha and 1 Uttariya. Go and take bath. After that, Uttariya, squeeze it and wipe yourself. Wear that. Then down 1, again take it, rinse it. Now you're ready. If you're still in the water, you don't have to rinse and wipe it off, right? Top 1 you rinse, wipe it. The bottom 1 is still there and you are still in the water till your knee level. Finish your Sandhya Vandana. Before that, in the water itself, apply your Dvadasha Nama. Because your Gopi Chandana, etc. is in the shore. You don't want to go there. Right? Finish that. Come here, apply Gopi Chandana and complete your next rituals. Okay? Then.
Also, we have to.
Yeah.
At home also, we have to use 2 vastras for taking bath.
Come again.
While we are at home also, we use 2 vastras to take bath.
Yeah, I'm not able to hear you properly. Again.
He's asking whether we need to use 2 vastras for bathing even at home.
Yes. Yes. Otherwise, how will you bathe? Right. What I told you that day is that with your first soap, things, snana and all, you do as you do. After that, keep everything aside. Have 2 vastras, right? Then take 1 vessel, keep it there, right? And without touching any bucket, etc. 2 Eslana. It's not about muddy, it's about hygiene. Pavitrata for your next karma. Okay? Got it, Hanumantrao?
Okay.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
Some things, what happens is, we have been brought up by some practices. We have been doing, they have become habits, right? And at some time, people did not tell us that that's not right. Or even if they have told us, we don't want to come out of the comfort zone. Correct? So the choice is yours, right? Try to come out of your comfort zone if it is incorrect. That's my humble supplication to all of you, right? And you can always see that there will be phenomenal benefits if you do it that way. Okay? Because your antakarana and manas calmness and shuddhi will come from Bhakya Shuddhi. If Bhakya Shuddhi, external cleansing has not been done properly, internal cleansing cannot happen. Sound mind in a sound body. All of us believe this, right? Right? If the sound mind in a sound body, what is sound body? Clean body. Correct? If there is a running nose, I have some cold problem. I need to have a separate towel for that. So that while doing japa, etc., it will disturb me, but still I should be using it. Is that clear? Okay.
Excuse one doubt, Guruji.
Yeah.
Chanting this Sandhya Vandana loudly is preferable or calmly like you should do? Because when
Come again.
When you do Sandhya Vandana, all mantras can we do loudly?
Except Gayatri.
Other things we can do, no? So that
That's right. Yeah. But don't disturb others so that their Sandhya Vandana will get disturbed. Okay?
Yeah. With condition.
You can. Pranayama to be done thrice before japa, thrice after japa. I'm just putting that also as a rule. And who should you dedicate the japa to? God. Please remember this. That is how your samarpan happens, right? Anena prata sandhya vandananga Gayatri mantra japena Bhagavan Savitrantargata Bharati Ramana Mukhya Pranantargata Sri Lakshmi Narayana Priyatam Suprito Varado Bhavatu Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Okay? Right. Then I told you about thinking about God, right? Thinking about his murti that you have seen, etc. Japa, any japa, for example, should not be done without stating the Rishi, Devata, and Chandas. Please remember, Rishi, Devata, and Chandas is mandatory, and you must say that before the japa. Even Manyu Sukta Parayana, Purusha Sukta Parayana, when you do, it will be given there. Suddenly people skip that and get into the mantra. That's not right. Okay? Right. Then the place where you do the japa should be what? Your puja room. Right? It cannot be, you don't have a separate puja room. You may designate your hall as your puja room, but your hall, the TV is also running. I'm also doing my japa. I mean, what is the meaning of that? Is that clear? So do it in a very nice place. Cowshed is good. Goshala, you can do. Especially in Sayankala Sandhya Vandana, it is preferable that we do it in the cowshed or the banks of the sacred river is good. Shore of an ocean, in a temple, in an ashrama. These are all very nice places to do Sandhya. You don't have to search and go. Our house is there. Our puja room is there. Those of you who are constructed, have some place for puja room. How many rooms do you have? 10 by 10, 3-bedroom house. Right? Unfortunately, this 2 BHK, 3 BHK does not have a component of P, which is puja room. Correct? How do we say? 3 BHK, 3-bedroom, hall, kitchen, over. Somewhere there will be a small cupboard to place the all-pervading God who has given you that house. So consciously, if you are constructing the house, please see that there is a place. The entire place is his. Not that he wants it. For keeping his adhisthana, should have a place. Right? Some places I have seen, in the kitchen there will be a cupboard. When the cooker whistle comes, the vapor will go and touch that. Very unfortunate, right? Does it not become musra? Musra in the sense, you know what happens, right? Rice things, we wash hands, right? That pressure goes there. And the person who removes that once in Grahana time, he can see lot of excretes of this whistle on that. For God, it doesn't matter, but we get the papa because of that. So please keep these things very clean, have a place for it, etc. Okay.
Guruji, one more out of question. I am a yoga practitioner. I'm doing that when you Dik Namaskara, I do Surya Namaskara. 12 postures.
No. Surya Namaskara is not part of your Sandhya Vandana. You please do it afterwards.
But in Dik Namaskara, you look at that.
Dik Namaskara, what does it say? There are Purva, Paschima. You have to be rotating, right, in Dik Namaskara?
Yes.
Do you do that in Surya Namaskara?
In that all directions I rotate, and after that only I do.
Correct. See, do your Sandhya Vandana with the rotating in 4 directions. Correct? Okay. Surya Namaskara, you can make it part of Sandhya Vandana. That's not mandatory. That's what I'm trying to tell you. After your SS Pratyach also, you can do a fantastic Surya Namaskara. Or after the Dik Namaskara, Sandhya Nama, Gayatri Nama, everything, you can do Surya Namaskara. That is only optional, not mandatory. But doing it, it gives you both the benefits that you are doing a very systematic Namaskara to Surya Antargata Narayana. Again, Surya Namaskara, your Anusandhan should be not only Surya. Surya is Adhisthana. Surya Antargata is important. That is Lakshmi. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Suppose, don't make sounds from other parts of the body. Do not spit. What in puja room, why will we spit? Some people, something is there, they just blow air. That's also wrong. Suppose in a Nadi Tira, something they spit. No. These things are clear to be avoided. Suppose there is a problem in gas, there is an apanavayu, you release gas, do achamana and continue the japa. These are all very mandatory things you should do. Right? And while doing japa, I said, you have to keep your hands It should not be beyond your knees. It should be within your knees. This is very important. When you sit in Padmasana, you can't put, somewhere which is away from it, or both hands not put, only one hand you are counting. It should not be coming away from your knees. It should be within your knees. So this is within knees. This is within knees. You got my point? So wherever your two knees end when you sit, the hand should not go beyond that when you are. Do not touch any part of the body below your navel for any reason. Okay, very important while doing japa. Okay, so I think there are like this. There have been 52 points which I will actually enumerate it and give it, but I have given you some simple steps. Okay, so now we have come to an extent of finishing the Gayatri mantra japa. The next portion is actually Suryopasthan. Any questions? 2 minutes. Mohanji.
Sir, what are the rules for special situations like travel, sickness, hospitalization, etc.?
Travel, very simple. Please plan your Sandhya Vandana and travel. 1. Suppose you have a train at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Finish all the 3 Sandhya Vandana of that day and start traveling. That is exception. That rule is up. See that you reach the next place at least by morning. Even if you reach by afternoon, till afternoon, don't take anything. Go to the place where you alight, take bath, finish your Sandhya. The goal should be that I perform my Sandhya Vandana day. To make that happen, plan your trip. See, today, people book a night train to Bombay. Right? I ask them why. Because if it leaves here at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, next day you reach by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. How will you do the next day's Sandhya Vandana? And they eat also without taking bath. People say, I'm traveling. The same thing. If we leave by the morning thing, have all the Sandhya Vandana done. Eat whatever possible and take whatever possible. You have done your Anushtan that day. Spend your whole day. Next day you are reaching. Morning you are fresh again to do the next day's Sandhya. If also there are faster buses and people can afford, can fly. So the goal should be that within my affordable limits, right? How am I going to upkeep my doing Sandhya Vandana and still taking care of my travel also? I also travel. I plan my travel so well that my Sandhya Vandana doesn't go for a toss. And I even try to do, the timing also manage.
I'm taking school mobile and specs.
Prakash Ravji, you have a question? Yeah. Right. You got it right, Mohanji. See, hospitalization, yes, you can't do Sandhya Vandana there and you are on the bed, right? There are 2 ways to do this. Sometimes do the Manasika Sandhya, right? In the mind you think, don't chant anything. Or what we do is, somebody at home will do it on your behalf. Is it clear? If the son is admitted, the father does it. If the father is admitted, the son does it. So these are some of the ways of making it happen. Okay. So while doing the sankalpa is done. For whose sake you are doing, you have to say that and say that Pratah Sandhyam Karishye. Right? Then that Sandhya Vandana is done on behalf of that person who is not well. It need not be hospital, even at home. High fever, what do you do? 105. Correct? For there also, we say that you can just wipe your body with a wet cloth with hot water. Wipe it, that becomes Dana, and then you can do Sandhya. Mohan, does it answer all your questions? Mohanji?
If for some reason one is not able to take bath because of sickness or something.
Sorry, come again.
If one is not able to take bath because of sickness.
Because of sickness, huh?
Sickness, then what to do?
I told you right now, no? You take a cloth, make it wet in hot water, wipe it with all over your body, and then you can do Sandhya Vandana. And Ganga Prokshana, take that water and do the with Tulsi Kashta Prokshana, right? And then do Sandhya Vandana. Okay, and that should be only exception. You should be consciously thinking you can't take bath, right? So don't ask others to validate that. Your self-conscious has to validate that. Okay. Yes. Any other question?
Yeah, one question, though it is not in the syllabus.
Yeah.
I want to ask this Matrukanya, Tattvanyas and Matrukanyas can be done, is it means before Sandhya Vandana and even, before Gayatri Mantra and even after Gayatri Mantra?
Matrukanyasa Tattvanyasa has to be done before and after Japa, whichever mantra.
Okay.
It's
And
means not part of Sandhya, it is part of Japa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even in during Sayam Sandhya Vandana?
Yeah. All any Japa, whether Gayatri Japa, Narayana Mantra Japa, Haigriva Mantra Japa, Matrukanyasa and Tattvanyasa has to be done. It's a little detailed one of different parts of the body and taking God's name, right? If you have the time daily, make it a practice to do it along with Gayatri Mantra Japa, before Japa and after Japa.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So good. I think, how are we on time? Yeah, 8:45. So Suryopasthana, I mean, I hope all questions are over for Gayatri Mantra Japa. Any other question? Right. So Suryopasthana is a very important step in our Sandhya Vandana. What do we do actually is we have to actually pray to the Surya Antargata Narayana. We say Surya also has this thing, right? So what we do there is actually there are two parts to it, right? After the Japa Samarpana, we do Suryopasthana. For Rigveda and Yajurveda, there is a little difference. Okay, so the Rigveda people start with Jatavedase Ityasya Mantrasya Kashyapa Rishihi Jataveda Agnir Devata Trishtup Chandaha Sandhyopasthane Viniyoga. Okay, whereas the Yajurvedins talk about Mitrasya Mitro Janan, okay, Prasramitra Ityejam Vishvedeva Rishayaha Mitro Devata Mitrasya iti Gayatri Mitro Janan Prasamitra Ityanayoho Trishtubhau Suryopasthane Vinyoga. You have a Veda mantra. After this, you do Dik Namaskara. Dik Namaskara is the same for Rigveda and Yajurveda. So you do Prachay Dishe, Dakshinayai Dishe, Pratichay Dishe, Udichay Dishe. That means east, south, west, north. This is for Pratah Sandhya. You start from east, right? Then Urdhvai Dishe, top, Adharai Dishe, bottom, Avantarai Dishe, Antarikshe Dishe. That is space. All this dik, there are Abhimani Devatas. What we say is, we don't tell all the names. Prachay Dishe Yascha Devataha Etasyam Prativasanti Etabhyascha Namo Namaha. We have to actually do the Smaran. For example, Prachay Dishe. Right? So, who do we? Shachi, Pati, Indra. Shachi and Indra. We have to do the Smaran at the Purvadik. Okay. Then, who is the Upasya Murti of this Sachipati Indra is Upendra Vamana. Right? Then, while doing Purva itself, Agneya comes. All this much should go in. You don't spell out Agneya, but you should do that Chintana. Then, Dakshinai Dishe, Shyamala and Yama should come into your mind. So, that Devata, you are doing the Namaskar. Then, Pratichay Dishe, west. I'll give you a chart actually, right? Varuna and Ganga. And who was their Upasya Murti? Then Udichay Dishe is your Uttara Dik, right? Like that Rohini Sahita Chandra is the god. So these devatas, what should they do? They should protect us. If you do this dik namaskara and get out of the house, all the digabhamani devatas will protect you from all the directions. That is the anusandhana. Do it with enough love to the activity, right? We get the best of it. You're with me on this? So like that we go, and then we actually do, Sandhya Nama, etc. Then we get into Gayatri Udvasa. Right? We have to send the Gayatri back. Agacha Varade Devi, you got her. Right? Then we use Uttame Shikhare Jate, Bhumyam Parvata Murdhani, Brahmanebhyo Abhyanugyata, Gacha Devi Yatha Sukham. So you are sending the Gayatri back. Udvasan is important. Then Sarva Veda, Stutomaya, Sarva Vedesha. I'm going to give you every mantra, right? But I gave you an introduction of what is Suryopasthana, right? Sarva Vedeshu Yat Punyam, Sarva Tirtheshu Yat Phalam, Tat Phalam Sarvam Apnoti, Stutva Devam Janardana. If you do the stotra of Janardana, what is the lava? Sarva Vedeshu Yat Punyam. Whatever punya you get by chanting the Sakala Vedas, then Sakala Tirtheshu Yat Phalam. It means having this snana in all the Pavitra Tirthas, the punya you get. Tat Phalam Samavapnoti, equivalent of that punya you get by Stutva. Whom? Devam Janardana. See the shloka. While chanting this shloka, which is part of your Sandhya Vandana, you get that realization saying that. That doesn't mean you should not go to Tirtha Kshetra, you should not study Vedas. Is that clear? The impactful statement only says that doing all that and not doing the Stotra of Janardana is useless. Get my point? Do the Tirtha Kshetra Snana, do the Veda Adhyayana, right? Along with it, always have in mind you are doing for Vishnu Preranaya, Vishnu Prityartham, with the appropriate stotra to Janardana, means Sakshat, again Vishnu Rupa only. Is that clear? Dushta Janan Ardayati iti Janardana. All the Dushta Janas are in ourselves. What are they? Kama, Krodhadi, right? All these doshas are there. These doshas should be killed. Who? Janardana Rupi Paramatma. Is that clear? People say, how in YouTube you say, how to get rid of anger. Umpteen YouTubes will come. Right? According to me, a peaceful, meaningful, Shraddha, Bhakti, Purvak, Sandhyavandana will give you that. Japa will give you that. So, the quality of our Japa and Sandhyavandana should be like that, so that we get our own self-realization that we are enjoying what we are doing. Got my point? That is where our Sandhyavandana has to be aimed at. That is why this module of Sandhyavandana we took up to actually bring in, right, this phenomenal benefits of doing Sandhyavandana. Okay. So after that, you do your SS Mrityacha, then you do your Achamana, then Japasthala Prokshan you do, and then finish it. If you look at my Word file, 1 minute. I'm looking at my Word file. I'll share it next time. So in my Word file, I told you about the steps of Sandhyavandana, right? In that, if you look at it, after Gayatri Mantra Japa, what comes? Suryopasthana, right? Then Gayatri Udvasan. Then what happens? Chatussagra Pravara Sahit Ucharan. Pravara, 1 minute, I'll tell you all of you. Everybody does it like this. I think I told you, right? Please don't do it like this, right? It should be like this. right hand, right palm to the right ear, left palm to the left ear. Right? Then while doing namaskara, it should be crossed. Right? Your right palm should touch the right leg of the person whom you are prostrating. Only then it becomes crossed like this. So what did people think? They brought their hands like this. What they have to do afterwards, they said, even the first step I will do like this. And then they did like this. That is wrong. Got it? So keep it like this. When you do the namaskara, do it crossed. Again, it should be like this. The right should go and touch the right, left should go and touch the left. Suppose you are doing namaskar to a Guruji, your namaskar should be like this. Gotra Ucharan should be like this. All of you must know your pravara. Pravara means what are the rishis' names you take. Atreya, Archana, Shavashwa is three pravaranvita for my gotra, which is Atri gotra. Like that, for every gotra, you must know your pravara and who are your rishis responsible for that pravara. Right? Angirasa, Ambarisha, Yavanashu, Upamanyu, Vasishta, Indrapramada, Abharadvastviti. Right? Kashyapa, Avatsara, Nedhruveti. Kashyapa is one more. Kashyapa, Avatsara, Asitetiva. Is that clear? So your Sandhya Vandana books gives you this pravara. Otherwise, I will try to publish it for all of you. Okay. So with that, I think we have come to the time.
Guruji, one thing.
Yeah.
In the app, if you see, they show us to do this way, cross way. Basically the app they show.
Sorry.
In the app, they show us to hold the hands cross way, basically.
That's wrong then. I will try to correct them.
In the app they show. That's the reason people get
confused. That is a perpetual mistake that has come from generations.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know why elders also have seen they're doing it like that. But I got this corrected.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Guruji, one thing. Can you tell me to whom and all we can tell pravara and do namaskara?
Very good question. In Sandhya Vandana, you do the pravarana and do namaskar for three people. One is God, who is in front of you. Second, Guru, elders. Okay. So if your parents are in front of you, you should do the namaskara there. Right? Otherwise, do their smarana and do namaskara. If your Guruji is not in front of you, do his smarana and do. God is always in front of you. 3 namaskaras are mandatory while doing. And you ask me, in general, you see some people, right? People will not have time for your pravar ucharan also, right? At that time, you are only going to do namaskar, right? But at least tell your gotra and do the namaskar. Guru.
So all the elders we can tell pravara and.
Yes, yes. Why pravara has to be told?
Whom I am.
And so what is the benefit of it?
Bless me, my
our lineage.
Maitra Varuna Kaundanya Triya Tripura Vasishta Gotra Pandaga Asulayan Sutraga Riksha Kajayi Jay Krishna.
One is your identity. One is your
my name I am putting.
Yeah, but more important is for them to bless you. Atre Gotra Abhivriddhi Rastu. They have to actually bless you and so I'm blessing you. Dirgha Ayushman Bhava. They should say, right? For them also this helps. That is why we should do the Uchcharan. Yes,
Guruji, for Kaushik Gotra, what is the pravara basically?
Kaushika Gotra. What have you been doing so far?
I'll tell you. I have been saying that Vishwamitra Agrawal are doing it.
Vishwamitra Devata Taudalati.
Yes.
Correct. Vishwamitra Devata Taudalati.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Gaurav. Thank
you. GSPG.
Namaste, Guruji. First question. Few people say pravara and namaskara cannot be done for Swamijis. Is that right? Or even while paying our respects to Swamiji while doing the namaskara, are we supposed to say the pravara there?
I have not heard that we should not say, but I will check.
That is number one. Other thing which you actually asked some while ago, once during my mother's Shubha, I think, Shubha or Varshabdika, I don't remember. Praveen Achar asked me when we did Namaskar, he said, Nim Gotra Yenu. So immediately I thought he wants me to say the Pravara, and then we started saying the Pravara, you telling our Gotra, and then he started blessing. So now I can relate why you insisted on that point.
Yeah.
And other thing is this cross-folded Namaskar touching the feet of the elders. While my son was trying to do such namaskar to an elderly person of our Uttaradi Mat, that person said, no, you are too young, you cannot do like that. Please don't do like that. You do normal namaskara. So I was a bit perplexed. Is there any such significance?
Was that person in Madi, that Acharya?
No.
See, some people, because of their humility, they think I am not having that much yogyata that my feet can be touched. They might have escaped because of that.
Okay.
Right? Or there is nothing like young and all.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Only kids, very 3 years, 4 years kids. We say God is in them.
No, not. He was already 15 by then.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's allowed. Nothing wrong.
Okay. Thank you, Ji.
Uday Chandra Ji.
Gurugale, actually, can you repeat Atreya Gotra Pravara, please?
I will publish that. Atreya Arjuna Shavashva.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you.
Mohanacharya. Unmute and speak, Mohanacharya. Pramod.
Hare Namaha. What is the reason for not doing Gayatri Japa with the Mala?
That's a vidhi. It has been told in Sandhya Bhashya that the Gayatri, which is part of the Sandhya, should be counted like this because the Meru Parvata Chintana is there and you are going round the Meru Parvata in counting it. Hasta Parvena, you have to do counting, is what is being prescribed. If you do Gayatri Mantra Japa outside the context of the Sandhya Mantra, you can use Japa Mantra.
Okay. Dhanyawad.
Okay.
Can we do to have a Shika? Is there any eligible? You should have studied Veda, something like that, or
any Brahmana must and should have Shika.
Yeah, but yes.
No clarity. See, on the Upanayana day, they do it or not?
Yes.
After that, it should continue. We don't allow it to continue. Whose problem is that? Our problem.
We tell that barber to just leave it, but when you do also, by the time.
No, that's what I think I answered you. The day you get your Upanayana done, you get your Shika, correct?
Yes.
And that Shika has to be there in the same form till we die. What we do, we make it crop after 1 month. Correct?
Yeah, I know that, but is there any eligibility for that? Or
that's what I told you. Being born as a Brahmana is eligibility.
Right.
That's why you got the. That's why you got the Upanayana done. Therefore, you got the Shika.
Gurukale, am I audible now?
Yeah, 1 minute. Jai Krishnan, clear now.
Clear, clear.
Yeah. Right. Who is Mohanacharya?
Gurukale, on Chandragrahana, any specific procedure is to be followed during the
I think I finished
Chandragrahana?
telling all that. I don't know if you joined late.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I joined late.
Look at the recording. Look at